Buck is the only one of my animals, or my llamas, that is a people person, or people llama. And he doesn't, you can see, come here, Buck, come on. Well, you can't see because he's, come on. I'm going to get a halter on him in just a second. But when he was born, I happened to be present. Oh, here comes his mom. Let me let her in. Come on, Coco. Come on. Come in if you're coming in. Sorry about that. I don't know anything about his dad, what he looked like, but now everybody likes me. But I'm gonna put the feet up, and I'm gonna demonstrate how I can get a halter on him. Always coming up, he's real curious. So that's what we're gonna do. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can't see. So once I get notice that I didn't have to run around and chase him. Then what I do is I get him up here next to me, and then I put this over his nose. Notice how I'm not putting it, I'm making sure that I don't rake it across his nose, because they are very sensitive, their noses. Now, things have been wild around here. We've had a lot of things going on. It's been very dry. Okay. My little hubby had knee surgery, so we're still trying to get over that. But what I like about Buck is that you can touch him all over, and he doesn't freak out. You know, I can't do this to any of my other llamas. See how his tail flips back? I mean, this is just so nice. Now, I have not tried to pick up his feet. I have no idea if he'll let me. Whoa. That's the front foot. I can't believe it. I'm sure the back feet won't go like that. That's his front foot. Whoa, 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 whoa. So you can see, if he was tied, whoa, which I'm not, I never do this when they aren't tied, because you can't control them. In fact, that's what I'm going to do, because I got kicked the other day. Let you see this war wound. We had the two babies born after the shearers came, so they weren't shorn. And one of my little babies, Freckles, you probably have seen pictures of her and videos of hers. She got heat stressed, which really surprised me. What are you doing? And we had to shear her. And if you remember correctly, I was not around when these babies were born, and I didn't get my hands on them like I did Buck. And they're wild. Not what I want, you know. I want them to be at least a little familiar with humans so that you can manage. Anyway, we ended up laying her down to shear her, give her a barrel cut, and had her feet tied, and she was stretched out, and she got one of her back hooves off, and she hit me right in the jaw and then back down my neck. You know that old saying, you've seen stars? Well, I did. I mean, it knocked me flat on my back. Okay, so enough about that. That's why I'm gonna tie him, and then I'll readjust the camera so you. Okay, here we are. I'm gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna back him up next to the fence. And all I'm doing is trying to desensitize him to the touch. That's a good boy. Do the other side. A little bit more sensitive on this side. And I'm just going down just far enough that he'll let me keep my hand there. That's all I'm doing. And then I release the pressure. Back down. And then I release the pressure. I'm going to spin him around again. Same thing. I'm going to go down his leg until he stops. Are you going to lay down? Huh? Then I'm going to release the pressure. Llama, Miss Hummer, same thing. He's leaning on me. And in a minute, I'm going to grab that foot. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to let it go, Lord willing. Lord willing. And then I'm just going to hold this foot here for a minute, because you have to be able to pick up their feet and trim their toenails, unless you get somebody to do it once a year. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do if he gets a cut or something? So now I'm going to, go on, girls. They're like, oh, he's up here. And then I'm going to release the foot. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This is the first time he's had his feet picked up. Trust me, much better than my other llamas. Go on. Do the same thing over here. I'm going to go down his leg. And then when I decide to pick up his foot, I'm going to keep it. Get back, circles. You don't like that, do you? Get over here, Bolton. Okay, that one was not as easy, but I do have it. I'm going to hold it, and then I'm going to let him go. It's okay, boy. I'm going to give him a minute to rest, and me too. These hooves are so sharp. Same thing in the front. They're not dumb animals. They do learn very quickly, and it doesn't take a whole lot. It takes a whole lot of strength, though. much better this time. Now I'm going to do that a couple of times. We're in Texas and it's already getting hot. You're a good boy. The other thing I like to do is you do have to treat their ears. They're real sensitive about their heads. So since he's been a baby, I've been doing things like this. This is also the way that you twitch a llama. If you have to do something like give them drench them or something like that, or treat their mouths, you have to be able to grab their ears. Okay, I'm gonna pick up his feet one more time on all four of them, not at the same time, and then I'm going to lead him around just a little bit. Much better. Good. You're a good boy. You are. Go on, Maybelline. Okay. Who you been spitting at? You got that not so fresh look in your mouth. Okay. I'm going to lead him around just a little bit so you can kind of get an idea about that. You've seen me halter him. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. How nice is this? He's pretty smart. Just a little bit of pressure. Come on. You're so smart. So this really is it's the first time that I've really worked with him, and I love this llama, and I hate to see him leave the farm or the ranch, but I only keep my females. So he's been raised with the sheep, and he's been raised with a herd of 12 llamas. So somebody asked me if he would hand feed, and I did at the very beginning of this video stick my hand out with some feed to see if he would eat out of my hand. I don't do that with my animals, my llamas, well, even my sheep. And the reason I don't do that is I want them to respect the space between us. I do not want him to see me as a meal ticket. I don't want him running up to me. If you noticed, whenever I started this video, all of my llamas went into the barn to eat because they know that's where the feed is. Now, he did come and he greeted me, and I'm fine with that, but I don't want him to think of me as food. It's just not safe. He's going to get to be a lot bigger animal, and I don't need him in my space. In fact, if they get too close, you know, I'll flick him in the nose because I want him to know, and I didn't do that hard, but I want him to know that this is my space. He comes into my space when I ask him to, and not any other time. Anyway, this little llama would make a great little llama for somebody who has either other llamas or somebody who is looking for a llama to add to their sheep or their goats. I will say that because he's a male, it is recommended that he be castrated about 18 months is what my vet says. I don't keep my stud llama with my females or my sheep. I'm sorry that you're having to listen to Thelma, and she's going to continue to do that until I let her out of this pen. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring Buck up here, and I'm going to finish this last bit of training, and that is to take his halter on and off before I let him go. So if you have any interest in Buck, just private message me on the site, and I think he'd make a great little male llama for somebody. Certainly a real sweet little animal. Whoa, 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 off, good boy, off, let's do on. Put your head down, on, off, on, 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 good boy, off, on, on, off, good boy, good boy, on. I want him to put his nose in this halter. On, put your nose in. On, on, off. And then when I'm done with him, I'll just take the lead rope from around his neck. I use verbal cues along with what I'm doing. I make the sound when I want them to come forward or move, and then I use the verbal sounds on and off, putting the halter on, or if I'm going to pick up their feet, which I didn't do with him yet, I'll use the verbal cue up. So there you have it. It's a beautiful day today. I hope you find something nice to do. Enjoy it. It's going to get hot. You guys have a great day.